Bienvenidos and welcome to another week of Average Jose's Sports Talk.
Sports Talk.
I'm your host, Jeremiah,
And I'm the other guy, Colin. Boop, 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 boop.
and we got a great week for you because the Broncos didn't lose a game in back-to-back weeks. Let's go.
Bears did.
I'm sorry, buddy.
No, you're not.
But things are starting to heat up as college playoff rankings are out, and we're preparing for the college playoff season just next month, which is super exciting. Some big NFL games as the season continues to heat up, and honestly, we have no idea who's going to be in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
I'll
The
go
world
Bears.
spoilers.
We have
You
the
done?
script, sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah.
The World Series has finished up, and you won't believe who won that one. And the NBA in-season tournament is underway. But first,
Yay.
as always, we got a quiz bowl.
Quiz Bowl.
Every week I forget. I think you asked last week because you had the double. So I'll start this week.
Okay, buddy.
All right. My theme this week is college football playoffs.
Gross.
So, who won the first college playoffs in 2014?
Alabama. I have no idea.
Nope. It was Ohio State
Oh.
beating Oregon.
Ha.
I knew you'd laugh at me for that too. I knew you would say something about it. How many times have the Cowboys been in the college football playoffs?
At least 0.
Yeah, at least yeah. I think at most.
How many times
0
have
as well.
Oregon won it?
At least one. Pretty sure we've won one. We might be like 0-4. I don't know, but yeah, 2014. I remember that game because that was the same. That was New Year's Day. The game was New Year's Day, and that was the same time when my family we took a trip down to Denver and stayed the weekend down there for New Year's, and then watched the game. And that's where. Do you remember that cringy photo of me with an iPod in a bathroom mirror with my Spock haircut saying "Let's go Oregon"? I've got an Oregon T-shirt. That was this game.
Maybe you shouldn't tell people about that.
I'll have to edit it into the video so everyone can see it. But
Yeah, you should.
I should.
That'd be good. Loses some followers.
But yeah, Ohio State won the very first, which I thought was fitting because I was like, Ohio State's ranked number 1. I don't know if they win it this season, but that's kind of crazy. They won the first one, and then since this is the last season for the normal college football playoff, I think next season they're doing the 12 team. That means if they win the season, Ohio State bookends the 4-team playoff timeline with winning the first one and winning the last one, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
But, all right.
Unless Wyoming takes it, but
And that's Wyoming is a sneaker pick.
All right, so mine are my first 2 are Hall of Fame related, and then
Ooh.
my third one I just kind of needed something to put in there. So
Fair enough.
Which team has the most Hall of Famers? Which NFL team has the most Hall of Famers all time?
Oh my gosh. It's got to be an older franchise. Let's go with the Bears.
It was the Bears. Can you tell me how many?
Oh gosh. Is it over? I want to say 26.
It's 37 or 30.
Oh.
It depends if you count players that only played
30.
a small portion of their career with the team.
Yeah.
But both of those numbers are still the highest.
So even if you took out those 7 players, it's still at 30 for players who played with the Bears for a decent amount.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, dude. Wow.
Hall of Fame class, boy.
I had a feeling it was the Bears because the Bears have produced them Butt Kiss and Ditka. Like, there's just so many like players that have come through the Bears franchise, and it's one of the older ones. And like,
We also have the youngest inductee, Gale Sayers,
hmm,
was only 34.
that's crazy. That's so crazy that the Bears get hated on so much when they're such a historic franchise.
It's probably why we used to be so good, and now we're not doing anything.
All right, number 2. Who has the most college playoff wins? Not like championships, but wins.
I don't understand the difference.
So like you could win your first one because it's a semifinal and a final. So you could win the semifinal, but then like lose the championship or something.
Alabama.
It is Alabama. They also have the most championships. I was trying to throw you off with that.
Well, I was like, if they have the most championship wins, they probably have the most total wins because they're winning
Right.
all the games combined.
Yeah. Yeah, Alabama has 9 playoff wins. So I think they have about 4 championships. So one of those seasons they got to the championship and lost. But, yeah.
Wasn't it recent? Wasn't it Clemson?
I think they did lose to Clemson like a couple years ago. I think it was Trevor Lawrence that beat them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Maybe it was Trevor Lawrence lost, but was still the number 1 pick.
No, I think he like lost one and then they won one. I thought they were twice, but I don't know. We can easily look this up. Give me your second one while I look it up.
You're not going to be able to listen.
I'm listening right now. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me.
I like when you tell me to give it to you.
Give it to me.
Like when you whisper that in my ear.
Championships. Clemson beat Alabama in 2016-2017 season. LSU beat Clemson 2019-2020. That would have been the Trevor Lawrence year. So Trevor Lawrence that was 14-0 season. They both were undefeated going into that game. And then Clemson lost. But Clemson has beat Alabama. Oh, holy cow. Okay. So Ohio State gets the first one. And then the next year, Alabama beats Clemson. Clemson was 14-0. Alabama was 13-1 going into that game. The next year, Clemson beat Alabama. Alabama was 14-0. Clemson was 13-1 going into that game. And then Alabama, Georgia, and then Clemson beat Alabama again. Both teams 14-0. And then LSU beat Clemson. So I think the 2018-2019 was the Trevor Lawrence Clemson Tigers. And then the next one was also Trevor Lawrence, but they lost. I honestly didn't realize how many like teams have had undefeated seasons going into this championship. That's insane.
Yeah, most of them. That's why in college, if you lose one game, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, they're not even ranked top 25 anymore.
Yeah, it's funny because if you look at the 2020 season, the COVID season, Alabama beat Ohio State. Alabama was 12-0, so they still had almost a full season. Ohio State was 7-0.
Damn.
That's insane. Gosh. All right, give me your second one.
All right, this one has a couple answers, so you have chances to get it right. Which team / teams have the least amount of Hall of Fame player people? I don't know how to word it.
Least amount. Oh my gosh. Let's toss the Cardinals in there.
The Cardinals are in there. Can you name the other 4?
4 others. Wow. Cardinals.
Sorry, the other 3.
Oh, okay. Cardinals. What's the number of Hall of Famers?
You gotta tell me.
Dang. I want to say it's like 0.
It is.
Yeah, okay.
It is 0.
So I don't think it'd be the Ravens because the Ravens had Ray Lewis.
You're wrong.
The Ravens, Ray Lewis wasn't a Hall of Famer?
He's not yet. I think it's too early for him to be a Hall of Famer.
Which never makes sense to me because it's like, oh yeah, let's wait till he puts up more numbers. It's like what are we waiting on? Like,
I don't understand why they take so long to do it, but the teams are the Cardinals, Falcons, Ravens, and Bills.
Bills make sense. Falcons, yeah.
The Bills doesn't make sense to me. Didn't they go to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row? 4 seasons in a row?
But
Wasn't that the Bills?
I don't think so.
99% sure the Bills are the ones that went to the Super Bowl 4 years in a row and didn't win a single one.
91, 92, 93, 94. Yeah, 4 years in a row. They lost by 1, lost by 13, lost by 35, and then lost by 17.
Lost by 35. Well, lost by 1, lost by 10.
That's actually
lost by
insane.
107.
They lost to the Giants, the Redskins, and then the Cowboys twice. Oh man, the Bills are the reason that Cowboys fans are so annoying. Talking about, oh, we got back-to-back Super Bowls. Oh, the Cowboys are amazing.
I was like, I think there's a lot of reasons Cowboys fans are annoying. Dun, 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 dun.
Apparently, oh, this might be. Yeah, this is their stats. Okay, I was like, that makes no sense. Yeah, that's crazy though. I don't know who was on that team though. So
No, I
right.
couldn't tell you. I just figured if they went to the Super Bowl 4 seasons in a row, they should have had
players.
someone.
Yeah. All right. Final question. Who has scored the most points in a college championship? What team? What team has scored the most points in a college championship?
Like all time or a single game?
In a single game.
I'm gonna say Georgia.
It is Georgia. Do you know when it was?
2 seasons ago.
It's last season.
I almost said last season, but I couldn't remember how bad it was.
65-7, they beat TCU. Because remember, everyone was like, "This is the worst championship game of all
everyone was
time."
like, "We should have put Alabama in
They were
this,"
like,
because
"Wow."
everyone was like, "Yes, Alabama's out," and then the game happened, and they're like, "Oh my, they should have had Alabama in this."
Yeah, everyone thought TCU thought they were all that, but nah.
I just couldn't. I knew it was a blowout. I just couldn't remember how big of a blowout it was.
Yeah, the 2022 TCU Horned Frogs. They lost their Big 12 championship to Kansas State in overtime. They
still were put in there. That's crazy.
Beat Michigan 51-45. Oh yeah, I remember that game. That was a terrible game. And then lost to Georgia 65-7.
65-7.
That's just disgusting. Yeah, they're 9-0 in their conference. Like, they should have had a good matchup, but gosh, that's just disgusting. They became the first Big 12 team to win a college football playoff game.
The first one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Big 12, like, it was never... Because Big 12 is TCU, Kansas State, Texas, Texas Tech, Oklahoma State, Baylor, Oklahoma, Kansas, West Virginia, and Iowa State at the time.
Surprised Texas didn't do anything. They're usually ranked relatively high.
Looking at semifinals, let's see. Did I say Florida State? Florida State's Big 12, aren't they?
No idea. There's a lot of states.
Florida State. These are just the ones like that are Florida State, Oklahoma, Washington, Oklahoma, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, Cincinnati. Hold on. Yeah, that's crazy. It's legit just only SEC teams.
Yeah.
I think SEC has the most wins and championships. Let's see.
These are just the big boys.
They have 10 appearances, 14 wins, and 6 championships for the SEC.
Yeah, that's insane.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right, give me your last one.
All right. Which quarterback has beat all 32 teams? I will not let you say Tom Brady because that's a gimme. So there are 3 other options. Shoot. There are 3 other people that you can say that have beat
Beat all
all 32
32.
teams.
It's got to be a Super Bowl quarterback, I would think.
I genuinely don't know.
I feel like they would have had to have won a Super Bowl because that's the easiest way to play all 32 teams. I don't know how versatile his schedule is, but I'm gonna say Mahomes.
Wrong. So what you didn't take into account was you can't be on the same team for your whole life because that's one of the 32 teams.
Oh, shoot. You're right. Okay, hang on. That's smart. Okay.
You
Dang,
mean
that's a
hold
good
on, you
point.
lost.
No, wait. Peyton Manning.
You
No, Russell
lost.
Wilson. No, Derek Carr. Dak Prescott.
Russell Wilson. I guess Russell Wilson could have.
The Seahawks were pretty good that one
You
season.
have to be on teams long enough to play every team.
Yeah, that's the thing is you
So
have to be
obviously it was Tom Brady, Drew Brees, which
Drew Brees. That makes so much
what
sense. I
other
don't
team
know
was Drew Brees
when he
on?
beat the Saints. It had to be like one of his early teams.
I didn't know he was on any other team. I thought he was a Saint his entire career.
No. Yeah, he played for Purdue.
Oh, that's right. I forgot when they played the Saints that
He
one
was drafted
season.
to the Chargers. Yeah, he was a Charger.
I had no idea Drew Brees
Mhm.
was a Charger. That's
Yeah.
before my time.
Yeah, 2001 to 2005. So it wasn't before your time. You were alive.
Before my time of football watching.
Oh, okay, my bad.
If it happened pre 2014, I don't know anything about it. Peyton Manning and Brett Favre.
Oh, Manning was. I was gonna say Manning, and I was like, did he beat that many? Yeah, dang. I was gonna say Peyton Manning too.
I was like, shoot, he might say Peyton Manning. He might say Drew Brees. I was surprised he didn't say Brett
I
Favre.
just.
And you're like, Patrick Mahomes.
I was blanking. Like
You
for
were like,
whatever reason.
oh, well, playoffs. And I was like, he's taking Super Bowl into account, but not. They
Right.
can't be on the same team.
I definitely like for a second was like, it's got to be someone older, and I was like, wait, Patrick Mahomes is good. No,
Patrick
it
Mahomes is
makes
so good he beats his own team.
he does. He beats him up with the way he costs him the games this season.
And then Brett
Dang.
Favre, because obviously he was
Brett
on
Favre was everywhere.
3 teams.
Yeah, I feel like also like if you're playing for a lot of teams, it's more likely because then your schedule is going to be different for like every season almost. You know
You know what I just realized?
what?
The Vikings just opened up a spot at QB.
Are you going to go play?
Aaron Rodgers, dog. Him and Brett Favre both played Packers. Then they both went to the Jets and got injured. And
Oh,
now the
and then they go
Vikings
to
have
the
an opening.
Vikings. Oh my gosh, I forgot about the third part of the conspiracy. No, you think he's going to leave the Jets for the Vikings?
No, but the fact that there's an
That is
opening for it is
possible.
insane.
That would be actually insane. Could you imagine if there's like some weird like rule thing where they're like, oh, you actually can't come back to like the Jets, but if you get traded to another team, then you can play this season. And so he's like, oh, I'll just go play for the Vikings. They need a player.
Vikings.
Just because like so I can get some games in this season, and then maybe I'll go to the Jets after or something.
That's insane.
That's crazy. Dang. I think I won the quiz bowl.
There's a tie. I
Oh,
won
2-2.
actually.
No. We each got 2.
You got question 2. I forgot about it. That was the hard part. I was like, I want to give them these just because like they're cool like history things,
But
but
they're
I
kind
feel
of
like
obvious.
they're pretty easy.
Yeah, they're pretty obvious.
I
know. I was
the Bears
like,
are super old, and obviously the
well,
Cardinals.
yeah,
have
mine
always
too.
sucked,
I was like, who won a lot of college football playoffs? Like Alabama. It's like who scored a lot of points in a game when they beat TCU? Georgia. Like it just happened. See, the thing with you is I try to make questions. See, I sometimes I overestimate.
overthink.
I overestimate how like your thought process is. So then I'll be like, oh, he's gonna figure this out. But then I'm like, no, this happened last year. He probably already forgot about it. Like he's gonna think.
So you don't think I overthink? You just think I'm dumb as hell. That's crazy, actually.
I mean, that's a factor too. But I can go first since I've only got one game to talk about. It'll be quick.
I just realized you're not using your mic.
Yeah, I used this one last time. It's nice because then my hands are free to do stuff under the computer.
Excuse what?
So the Broncos had a bye week. Feels like we still lost. I don't really. Like I said though, that's back-to-back weeks that we have not lost a football game.
What's
So
funny is when I was getting on and loading up, I was like, "Who did the Broncos lose to this week? I don't remember their game." And I pulled it up and it said Broncos, but I was like, "That's right."
we do play the Bills next week, which I have a feeling we could. The way that the Bills have been playing, dude, like I think there's a chance, but
There's zero
we'll
chance.
save that talk for later. Anyways, Oregon beat California. Not really much to talk about here. They beat them 63-19.
I forgot you
Um,
were talking about college. I was like, California, who?
which one? There's five. Yeah, but I mean, Bo Nix, 29 for 38, 386 yards. Four touchdowns, whatever. um, yeah, I mean, the hard part is like, so Oregon's obviously winning these games in and out. Hard part is they're still sitting behind Washington, who
Beat them.
who beat them, and both Oregon and Washington are still 5 and 6 for AP poll and college playoff ranking. So it's kind of like if Washington needs to lose like a couple games for us to slip into their spot, but at this point in the season, with just a couple weeks left, like I don't really see it happening. This is like I feel like this is one of those seasons where the top four teams have like a lot of teams breathing down their neck waiting for a spot. Like
Oh yeah.
it's a really close season, and like because what like Notre Dame was like sixth last season, and they're like 11-5, and everyone's like, yeah, they're not getting a spot. Like Notre Dame could have the best game of their whole like history to end the season, and they still wouldn't get the spot just because they had like just enough losses to where no one would consider them. So, and then the whole Alabama stuff with losing and then not getting considered. So yeah, I feel like this is like one of those like races where it's like you gotta pay attention up until, especially with a team like Washington right outside, and Washington being such a solid contender this season. Yeah, it's gonna be a good playoff race. I feel like maybe they'll just add them in just to mix it up,
They
but
could add Wyoming. I heard that's a possibility.
it's always a possibility. No one's ever just considering it. So yeah,
It's a
Oregon won.
possibility. That
Good
means
week.
someone's considering
No, if it's a possibility, that means that it's able to happen. That doesn't mean that anyone's
it.
gonna do it.
No, we're considering it.
I'm not. What does that even mean? What power do you have where you could be like, you know what? No. So that's where it's not a possibility. Is you wanting to add Wyoming in because you have no power when it comes to that.
Unless I think about it hard enough and make it happen.
Do 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 do. I just got a breaking news. Wyoming's in the playoff.
Wyoming #1.
Imagine we'd head to Vegas right now.
I'd go to Vegas immediately. I wouldn't even end my call. I wouldn't shut any of this down. I'd just walk out the front door, take my $20 and hope I get there.
So yeah, I had a chill weekend. I mean, I just nothing too crazy. But Bears Saints, it was like 14-14 and a half, wasn't it?
Yeah.
They win.
Mhm.
Nice. Do you want to talk about their win?
So we went to the Wyoming game. No, Bears Saints. I mean, I put them down as winning, I think,
Yeah,
but I
I think you
wasn't
took them.
expecting them to.
It was
And
a
then
close game.
as the game was going or starting, before it even started, I was like, I feel like they could win today. Went out, showed out, like put points on the board immediately, and then I want to say they held Saints to a 3-and-out,
Okay.
and then Bajan threw an interception. So
Good old
that didn't
Baguette.
help. Then yeah, halftime 14-14. I think it got to 17-17. It was going back and forth point
It
wise. Like
sounds
we'd
like
score,
it.
they'd score, we'd score, they'd score. And then at the end we just stopped
I feel
playing.
like Derek Carr is about as good as Bagant is. Like I don't know. Derek Carr never does anything like insane. I mean, look at it. 211 yards, 2 touchdowns. Like, yeah, I feel like he doesn't turn it over as much as like a rookie quarterback would, like Bacon's doing. But he's also not like throwing dimes to his receiver like every play or every, any play.
Well, what sucks is they just stopped playing in the fourth quarter.
Mm.
I think I read Bajent had 4 total turnovers in the fourth quarter.
Jeez.
Just the fourth quarter. And it got to the
That's
point where I was
crazy.
like, oh, they're going to win because the Saints would have the ball. It was like 7 minutes left in the fourth. I was like, okay, the game's over. They're up by 7. They're just going to hold it. Turn it over. Bears get it back with like 6 minutes or something. I was like, oh, we have a chance. Turnover. I was like, that's the game. We're not going to get it back. 3 and out. Punt it immediately. Bears have it again with like 4 minutes. I was like, oh, cool, we have a turnover. It did that all the way until the very last second of the game.
Yeah.
Like, we had so many fourth quarter chances to win, and Bajan gave the ball back to them 4 times. So
what
I
sucks
hope
is with you guys losing that one and the Packers winning, that just pulls the Packers ahead of you guys now.
I mean, we don't have a chance for the season, so
I guess, yeah, with the Vikings, I guess because you're saying with the Vikings injury, but the Vikings are proving that they can still keep making a run.
honestly, I'm glad the Bears are losing with Bajent because that lowers the chances that
Losing Justin Fields.
he plays and Fields doesn't.
Yeah.
But once Fields is back, I want them to win so Fields doesn't get cut from the team.
Mm-hmm.
Only problem is I want a good draft pick, especially since we also have the Panthers. So,
right.
But like I said before, I hope we do better so that our first pick is the Panthers super early.
Yeah.
And they're smart enough to say, let's get the wide receiver and not a quarterback.
Yeah.
I'm scared if we have 2 like back-to-back 1 and 2 picks, then they'll get a quarterback. And I don't want that at all.
There's no need for it. I mean, we've talked quite a bit about how Justin Fields has so much promise, and they just got to work on it. So,
big boy.
But you said it. We went to the Wyoming Cowboys border war game against CSU.
Woo!
Do you remember that game at all?
It's coming back to me the more I really just think hard about it.
The more water you drink.
I was very intoxicated at that game. I just recovered. I'm still recovering. This is what I meant to say. I drank a lot at that game. Honestly, I don't know how long we were there. It felt like I was at the stadium for like an hour tops.
It felt like we were barely there, yeah.
I'd be in the stands, and all of a sudden I'd be next to the field, and I'd be like, where am I? And then I'd be in the stands again. I was like, what the heck? Like, I was...
Gosh.
But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the Wyoming win, 24-15. Peasley, 15 of 22 for 140 yards. He did not hit the over.
Oh, yeah, the over was like 190.
170.
It's like 190.
It was 170.
90.
Shut your mouth. He had 2 touchdowns, only 1 interception, and a QBR of 69.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, he had less yards than CSU's QB, but CSU's QB attempted 42 passes.
That's disgusting,
and
dude.
Only completed 24 of them.
Because their run game wasn't working.
Nothing was working.
Yeah, they couldn't get a run off. So then they're like, well, we just got to pass it. And they couldn't get a pass off.
He did throw for 2 touchdowns. He also had 2 interceptions. 28.1
Neither
QBR.
Of which were pick sixes.
Huh?
Neither were pick sixes.
None of which. They almost had that fumble recovery for a touchdown. Which
heated.
I thought would happen because if you watch Wyoming's games, in the fourth quarter,
they always get a defensive touchdown.
They get a defensive touchdown for some reason. So yeah, we almost saw a long fumble recovery for a touchdown.
It was like 60, 70 yards. Yeah, it's crazy.
They didn't get it, sadly, but we still won
3
the game.
3 yards short.
And I got alcohol all over me.
And probably alcohol poisoning, too.
No, I felt fine.
Oh, cool. Yeah, we got to see the boot on the field before they sprinted away with it. And then later that night, I saw a video that people were pouring beer into the boot and drinking out of it.
From it.
Wish we got invited to that one, but
I tried to tell you, let's go to the bars.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure the bars were insane after that. But News around the world.
News around the world.
I love the audio. So yeah, as I mentioned, college playoff rankings are out, so things are going to get
Heck
really
yeah.
confusing. As some things list them as AP poll, some things list them as college football, and some things have no idea what's happening at all. So the thing that also kind of sucks is they haven't updated college football rankings at all. So the nice thing about AP poll is they're updated every Sunday. So like
Yeah.
at the end of college football weekend, you know exactly where your team's at. I still don't know what's going on with college football. So
I almost threw up.
so first
Just
game
want
to
to
talk
let you
about,
guys know.
still recovering from the Cowboys game.
Yeah.
First big game to talk about here. Number 5 Washington beat number 20 USC 52-42. USC is no longer ranked on AP poll anymore, which is
Woo!
crazy. Penix was held under 300 yards and even threw an interception. And then Caleb Williams went
Trash.
27-35, 312 yards, and 3 touchdowns. I mean, Williams had a game.
Overrated.
I think it's interesting though. Like, I guess like anytime you let a team score 52 points, like your defense is going to be part of the issue, you know. But they still had held Penix under 300 and got an interception.
I think they're running it quite a bit though.
Is that it? I think they just fired their like defensive coordinator. Good. USC. So, but and then number 23 Kansas State beat. Just kidding. They lost to number 7 Texas 33-30 in overtime.
That was a terrible game.
That was a terrible game. The game itself wasn't terrible. The ending was terrible. So
Kansas State could have kicked a field goal to tie it up going to a double overtime, and instead they go for it on a 4th down and don't get the touchdown, so Texas automatically won.
It's like 4th and 10, I think, or like 4th and goal on the 10. Yeah, it's
terrible.
It was bad. Kansas State is now unranked on AP poll, which is hilarious to me. They deserve it after that. And I'd be so mad if I was the quarterback. I mean, quarterback for Kansas went 26 of 41, 327 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And they still were just stay out there, score.
Yeah, that game was not on him. That was all on the coaches. Just kick a field goal, go into a second overtime.
And I get being oh man, we could end it right here. But it's you just held Texas to a field goal on a terrible drive. Texas is winded, they're exhausted, they're slowing down. You could easily just send it to second overtime and then guarantee the win.
It's also you obviously didn't get the first down in 3 other plays.
Yeah.
Just don't try it this play. Just take the field goal, reset.
This was also, mind you, the game where the kicker missed 2 field goals that would have won and tied the game. So
true. I think one was blocked though.
No, one was what was it? There was something weird with the snap. I think they snapped it bad or something. Yeah, they snapped it while the holder was looking away. They snapped it and it hit him.
Yeah.
And then the other one, he just shanked it left or whatever.
That's right, yeah.
So, yeah, it was a rough game to watch the ending. I feel bad for Kansas State bettors out there today. And then Clemson beat Notre Dame. So this is where it gets weird. Notre Dame was number 15 in the college playoff ranking, but number 12 in AP polls, okay? So Clemson won 31-23, and Notre Dame for the AP poll dropped 10 spots to number 22. Yeah. This is also the same game where Clemson's quarterback came out afterwards and he was like, if you haven't bought shares in Clemson yet, then you better do that. And everyone's like,
I've never heard that before.
You didn't hear that?
No.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Dabo said something about it. Let me see. Buy share. Oh, stock. Dabo Sweeney. Yeah, he's telling fans to buy stock in Clemson after beating Notre Dame. You didn't hear that? You didn't hear that interview?
No.
Let's see. Here it is. I know we're down and everybody's throwing dirt on us, but if Clemson's a stock, you better buy all you freaking can buy right now. That's what he sounds like to me.
I genuinely don't know what he sounds like, so that could be a perfect impersonation.
But yeah, they beat Notre Dame. What's hilarious is Clemson isn't even like ranked now. Like, I don't think Clemson got ranked after that game. Let me see my A peoples, because obviously
People.
Clemson got one vote.
What?
Oh, one person heard that and they were like, "I'll buy it. I'm buying.
I'm buying the stocks. I'm getting them all."
Gosh, I mean, Klubnik for Clemson went 13 of 26 for 109 yards, 1 touchdown, and 1 interception.
That's terrible. That's not even a little good.
But I mean, Hartman for Notre Dame went 13 of 30 for 146 yards. So,
hey, same amount of completions and almost 40 more yards.
gosh, yeah. So maybe we'll see Clemson in the championship this year. Who knows?
We're also in the times of college football where we get games on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
Yep, we're in that time where we're getting sports all the time, baby.
And
who's playing today?
I just found out Wyoming has another Friday night game.
At home or?
No, UNLV.
At UNLV?
Yeah.
Is that why you said no?
That is why I said no, and then you still had to ask.
Oh, yeah. Western Michigan and Central Michigan play tonight. That's so cool.
Didn't they just play?
They're rivals, so I wouldn't be surprised if they play a couple times.
There's so many, like, Western, Central, Eastern, Northern, West.
No.
Eastern,
Okay. There's Northern Michigan.
Terrible.
Western Michigan.
Terrible.
Eastern Michigan.
Awful.
Central Michigan. And then I think Southern Michigan. So not like a lot, just all the directions and then
just 5 of them. So every time they play, I'm like, I don't know if I don't know if they just played or if that's a different direction that they're playing. I have
what direction
no
are
idea.
they playing? What direction are they playing?
Let's see, week 10, I feel. So week 10 was Northern Illinois. I could have swore Central Michigan just played another direction. Yeah, Wyoming Friday night versus UNLV. UNLV is a -6 favorite.
Okay. What's their record? 7-2. Still blows my mind. We're 6-3, but like those 3 losses are like conference games.
They lost to Fresno State, which I don't think Fresno State's doing that hot.
I don't think so.
Oh no, Fresno State was 24.
Oh yeah, Fresno's the one that broke in.
When we played them, they were 24.
That's that's why we thought we could get a ranking out of it. All right, dude. Do you want to talk to us about these NFL games coming up, or that just happened?
Also, we beat CSU better than UNLV did. That's the last thing I'll say about it. So. What am I talking about? I was distracted.
You talk about these NFL games, buddy?
Dude, these NFL games? Dolphins versus Chiefs. It was a very rigged game. Chiefs won 21-14.
Wait, rigged in the Chiefs' favor?
Yes. Which you don't hear me say a lot.
You don't say that often. That's why I had to double check. You're kind of a Mahomes fan.
I am a Mahomes fan. I like him, but I'm still like a fair person. I saw a lot of like those Instagram things where it's like none of these were called.
Mm-hmm.
I saw a lot of those from that game, and I was like, oh no, they just straight up like choked that guy and pinned him on the ground. Like,
what's that? Then like 3 or 4 Chiefs wins this season. That should have been the other way if the refs hadn't handed him over.
I'm not saying that
because the Vikings game was the same. And the Jets game was the Jets game's the one where he had him by the throat, and they were like they called holding on the Jets down the field instead of this.
I'm not too mad about it though, because well, I guess I am kind of mad about it still. The dude I'm playing had Tua, and he only got 33 points, which gave me a shot at winning, and then I lost by 1 point. Nice. I lost 135-136. That was really cool.
That's hard.
Also mad about it because I have Tyreek Hill, and he didn't do anything that game.
Dang. I won my
But
matchup.
yeah, you destroyed your matchup.
220 to 132.
Yeah,
I was projected to lose 156 to 113.
113.
Yeah.
You scored 107 more points than projected.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
Because CJ Stroud was projected 33 and he put up 83, so he put up 50 extra. Kemba was projected 5, put up 20. Hill was projected 4, put up 30. Koo was projected 8, put up 19. The Saints were projected 13, put up 13.
Okay.
Right? So, yeah, everyone put up way more than they were projected. Boyd projected 7, put up 5. For real. Do you think that the Chiefs have enough to get to a Super Bowl, though, and to win
I think
one?
the Dolphins have enough to get to a Super Bowl, boy.
It's been like 700 days since they've beaten a team with a winning record twice.
But was that even on them if all those calls didn't get called?
No, I know. That's dude, it's
And
you're
they held
seeing that.
Mahomes under 200 yards. Like,
Yeah.
defensively, they had an insane game. Like, they
Oh,
held
yeah.
Travis Kelce like 12 yards or something. Like, he had.
Oh, it's because Taylor Swift wasn't there, but
Oh, well, yeah, obviously. Mahomes had a terrible game. Kelce had a terrible game.
yeah.
No field goals. Like, it was straight up just touchdowns. And, like, Dolphins had a shot at winning. I feel Dolphins. And I think I read that 5 of their final 8 games this season are against teams that are over 50% win. So Dolphins have to prove themselves
I
if
think
they
their
are going to get
next
into the
one.
playoffs.
I think they're going into a bye week, and then I think their next one is against the Jets, who will either be 6-4 or 7-3. Is what I think I read. Which I was like, "There's the Jets will be like." Well, what's the Jets' record
Oh,
now?
the Jets are like 4-5 or something.
Jets are 4-4. So, yeah, there's a chance that they could play the Jets. Because let's see, Dolphins. Oh, the Dolphins play the Raiders next, and then the Jets.
Easy dub.
Yeah, and then they play the Jets. So the Jets could be 6-4.
Probably not.
Probably not. Who do the Jets play? They play what? The Jets play the Raiders.
Yeah.
But I just said the Dolphins play. Oh, the Dolphins. Okay, so the Dolphins.
The Dolphins have a bye week.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, so the Dolphins bye week, Raiders, Jets. Okay, so then the Jets are gonna play the Raiders, and then the Bills again, and then the Dolphins. So they could go 5-4. They could be 5-5 by the time they play the Dolphins.
Yeah, exact 50% win.
It's funny. So, and I don't think they've beaten anyone with above a 50% or 50% or higher or whatever. So,
No.
yeah, I don't know, man. It'll be interesting to see if the Dolphins can figure it out because I'd love to see them go all the way.
Because my boy Tyreek. Bills Bengals 24-18. Bengals win it. The Bills had a shot at the end and they blew it. Burrow had a game, 31 of 44, 348 yards and 2 touchdowns.
I think Josh Allen had similar stats too. I think he was below that, but he didn't have a terrible game.
No, that's what I was saying. Like, he had a good game. They just lost it when they needed it most.
Yeah.
122 total rushing yards between both teams.
It's insane.
I feel like makes sense.
Neither team's a running team.
Bengals have a good running back, but they're both more of like of passing teams.
Yeah,
like they
for sure.
usually just use rushing in like short yard situations. And each team had 49 yards worth of penalties, which isn't awful, but it's also not good. Like, you don't want that.
I was just saying it's crazy how like their stats were when I was writing this, their stats
Yeah.
were so similar. It was insane.
That's why I couldn't tell you who would have won it because it was such a close
But I
game.
picked the Bengals.
I don't know who I picked. I don't.
You picked the Bills.
Oh, because I ride for my teams. Okay.
What's insane is I was
okay, cool.
Oh, I will in a sec. What's crazy is I was looking up the Bengals record because I was like, oh, like how are they doing in their standings wise? Dude, the AFC North, it's the Ravens 7-2, and then Steelers, Browns, Bengals all tied at 5-3.
Yeah.
It's insane. Because I was like, oh, how are they doing? Like, can they make a Super Bowl run? And then I checked the standing and it said they were at the bottom, and I was like, oh, what? I feel like they've been going off. It's because they're at the bottom because they were losing so many before, and they've probably lost to these teams at the start of the season. But now they're tied with everyone. They're on a 4-game win streak, but so are the Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens are picking it up.
Which means the Ravens were 3-2, and the Bengals were 1-3. So, yeah. Let me go ahead and take on over for our when will the Cowboys disappoint?
Cowboys disappointment tracker.
Cowboys disappointment tracker. So the Cowboys lost to the Eagles. The Boy Cows lost to the Eagles,
which I said.
But it was only a 28-23 loss, which can we just say, like, that's honestly impressive for the Cowboys to keep it that close.
Are you gonna say it, or was I supposed to say
No, I didn't want to because I didn't think it was impressive. I didn't know.
I didn't think it was impressive.
No. I think it's impressive. I mean, the Eagles have a great offense, and like we said, the Cowboys defense needed to, like, show up this game. What's crazy is the offense showed up probably more so. I mean, Dak went 29-44, not the best, but 374 yards and 3 touchdowns. So pretty solid. And then the Cowboys had about 100 more total yards than the Eagles did.
I've seen a bunch of Cowboys fans saying it was the refs again.
That's what I saw.
Putting it in the Eagles' favor.
I saw one thing.
But I didn't see anything. So.
I saw one video about it, and I was like, oh, yeah, like, that's, pretty bad missed call or whatever. And then I, like, checked the comments. Someone's like, man, these, like, I think it's Cowboys fans. Like, these refs, like, are costing games so much this season. Everyone in the comments was like, "Oh, you Cowboys gonna go cry? Oh, you Cowboys!" It is just so funny seeing the difference between when, like, the Cowboys are like, "Hey guys, like, come on, that should have been pass interference," and everyone hates on them and makes fun of them. And then when it's against the Chiefs and, like, something happens and everyone's like, the Chiefs are cheaters. The NFL's rigged. The NFL's rigged. The refs are throwing games in the NFL. The Chiefs need to be kicked. Like, all this stuff. And it's like, what is this energy shift between the Cowboys and Chiefs? But yeah, I don't know. Cowboys are currently 5-3, but they're going into that stint of the season where we were saying that they've got a few good kind of lighter games.
Yeah.
To hopefully improve that schedule or that standing. They got Giants, Panthers, Commanders. But that Giants game, that's the game of the week this week. So
awful game of the week.
They said that, I was like, who put this together?
I'd rather have the game of the week be Bears Panthers because at least it's two teams fighting for the lowest spot.
What's funny is I wonder if they pre-record all those at the beginning of the season, and then, like, it gets to this point of the season, they're just like, because it's like with, like, the USC Colorado game earlier this year where they were like, USC Colorado game of the week, and then, like, Colorado lost to Oregon like 60-3 or whatever, and they're like, but yeah, they got those 3 games, and then they got Seahawks, which have been so wishy-washy. But then they go into an Eagles, Bills, Dolphins, Lions to finish out the season. So they honestly could win these 4 and then lose these 4 and finish out 9-7. But it'll be interesting to see how they finish. Anyways, MLB World Series has wrapped up with the Texas Rangers.
I called
winning their very first World Series 4-1. That leaves the Texans, the only team not with a championship in their professional sport.
Only team ever?
Yeah, like the only team in Texas.
Okay. Thanks for clarifying for the viewer.
My bad. No, you're right. But with the whole CJ Stroud stuff and developing him, who knows? 4 years, we could see it happen.
He's looking this year. Calling it right. I'm putting $100
right here. You heard it first.
To win
Texans winning the Super Bowl. Gosh. As far as Champions League go, today, the 7th, when we're recording, is match day 4. So we'll have an update for you guys next week on what everything's looking like. NBA, just some standings because there's so many games that happen. It's tough to update you guys on all of them. But the Nuggets are leading the West 7-1 to start the season. Mavericks right behind at 6.
I saw that when I got on because I always go through the script to see like what is going on and what I'm talking about and stuff. And then I saw 6, and then I looked at the bottom and it said Lakers, and I was like, "Well, what are they?"
I think they're 6-2. I think they're 6-2. And then the Lakers are 3-4, which I feel like I've
Yeah.
seen so many Lakers highlights where it's just like LeBron does this, do, and like with all the highlights on my timeline, you would swear the Lakers are undefeated so far. And then I saw that and I was like, nah.
Hate LeBron.
And then in the East, the Celtics are tied for first with the 76ers at 5-1. So it looks like the Sixers just need to get rid of James Harden and then start winning games.
That's tough.
But the Bucks are right behind them at 4-2. So the East is a little worse.
A little worse.
In-season tournaments going on right now. Trailblazers, Nuggets, Warriors, Pacers, Heat, and Nets all lead their groups. Because only one game has been played last Friday. Next game is like this Friday. So it's a terrible format because they're trying to do it.
I don't know how they're doing it.
They're doing it in the middle of the normal season. So like,
yeah, but I don't know how it goes.
It's like it's from what it looks like. It's kind of like how the Champions League is with like they have group stages and then that seeds them into the tournament.
So they just play like normal games, have to play their normal games, and then go somewhere else to play a tournament game.
Yeah.
That doesn't count towards the normal season.
Oh, it might. I don't know, but
I don't know.
But yeah. So, like I said, college playoff ranking has happened, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what it's looking like for these rankings. So, top 4 got shaken up a little bit with Ohio State taking the number 1 spot.
Let's go
from Georgia. What a lot of people had a lot to say about this. Do you feel like this was fair? Do you feel like
I don't think any of it makes sense, so none of it matters. But I'm glad Georgia's not there anymore.
Yeah, I am too.
Just tired of seeing Georgia there.
Also hate Ohio
They're
State.
so overhyped. I like Ohio State just because.
But do you feel like Ohio State's
their wide receiver and Justin Fields was there? So.
Do you feel like Ohio State's done well enough to be number 1 though?
They're undefeated. I don't.
But so are the other 4 teams: Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Washington.
Yeah, but
what's Ohio State done to earn them that number 1 spot?
They're undefeated. That's what I hate about all things, especially college football, because like I said, like the tops are always undefeated. They're always
right.
You always have like undefeated at least top 2.
Right.
And when it gets to that point, I'm like, I don't know how to decide who's better. They're both undefeated. Like, yeah, maybe this quarterback is better, but this running back for the other team is better. This defense is slightly better. Like, oh, they had a close game this one time.
I will say, I do think Ohio State deserves this top spot. Just because they have beaten more. I want to say they've beaten more ranked teams, and they've beaten like Notre Dame when Notre Dame was like higher up there still.
They've played real teams and
they've played like real teams. It feels like
Balls
Georgia hasn't like started playing ranked teams until like a couple weeks ago, and so I will say Ohio State has had tougher matchups. They have had closer games where like they were losing until like the last like quarter.
Notre Dame.
But
minute of the game.
Yeah, so I feel like Ohio State kind of has earned it. I feel like Michigan should be above Georgia, just the way that Michigan has just been decimating teams week in and week out by like 50. But
now that we know why,
yeah,
can't we say that they're a top team?
Oh my gosh! Don't even get me started.
Before they stole signs, before we knew they stole signs, I'd agree with you, but now I'm like, well,
stupid.
I could win too if I literally stole signs.
No, you couldn't. But yeah, just I want to talk about the Ohio State thing because
where's Wyoming ranked?
Let me see. Doesn't go down that far.
It only goes down to like 3.
Yeah.
Cool. So they're probably like top 5 most.
Did we just talk about how? So top 5, 8-0, and like 7-1, 6-2, 7-2, 6-2, like all these other ones, and then you get to the bottom at number 25, Air Force at 8-0. I'm like, why did they not like? Why do you have like?
I thought they lost.
No, they're at 8-0. They might have lost this last week, but
Yeah, it's not because I'm 99% sure they just lost to Army.
they did. They got destroyed by Army.
Yeah, it was a terrible game against Army.
That's
I
right.
was so happy when they lost.
Gosh,
23-3.
that's insane.
I mean, it wasn't destroyed, but I mean, they
It's
always
pretty bad.
have low games, so
Yeah. But let's move on to some next week in sports. Do you want to talk about some of these NFL games that people should be looking forward to?
do you want to talk about some NFL game? 49ers versus Jaguars. I think that'll be a good one.
I'm excited.
That'll be
That's after the Chase Young,
first game in. Hopefully, he's had time to work with them, and
and the Jaguars are on a run too, still. So
Jaguars are still so good.
It's another big moment. It's another nexus.
One.
It's another nexus point where one team is trying to keep going up, and the 49ers are going down, and they need to fix things because it's getting bad.
Well, the hard part is, like, 49ers at this point kind of only have a defense.
Mm-hmm.
And Jaguars, I would say, are kind of well-rounded.
Yeah.
So if their defense can stop 49ers offense completely, and Jaguars can get something moving against 49ers defense, I feel like Jags have that.
I think so.
Lions Chargers. I think this will be a tough one.
I think it'll be a fun game.
I don't know. Lions are trash, and then Chargers are like almost trash. So it's gonna be like a very like tough pick. This could end in a 0-0 game.
Okay, what's the next one?
Giants versus Cowboys.
America's game, baby.
I don't know why that's on here. Giants win 21 to.
You think they get it back?
19.
You think they get it back?
I would love to see it. 21 to 19, Giants win.
Okay, right here. Heard first. Texans Super Bowl and Giants win. All right, some college games. Some college games. Yeah, save it for the next segment. Number 3, Michigan plays number 11, Penn State this week. Big game. Penn State's a 5-point favorite in this game.
That's insane. Probably because Michigan wasn't able to steal their signs.
Okay.
If I had to guess.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Number 18, Utah plays number 5, Washington. Washington's only a 9-point favorite over Utah, which Oregon put up like 50 on Utah. So I don't really understand, but Washington's going to manhandle that one, I think.
I'm surprised Utah's number 18. Haven't they lost like 2 or 3 in a row?
Yeah, but it's college playoff rankings. For whatever reason, those 15 guys decide that they should be there. I hate that, dude. We have a committee of 15 guys who decide who gets to be in. It's like, I want to check these credentials. How many of them went to like SEC schools? And like, it's like, oh man, Georgia's 0-14. But that one game was close. Put them in number 1.
The one game was close. I think they still get top 15. I think they get top 15.
Gosh. Number 17, Tennessee plays number 12, Missouri. Missouri's a 1-point underdog in that game. So.
That's insane.
I like watching Tennessee, though. Tennessee's always fun to watch, so I think that'll be a fun game. Here's a big game, though. Number 10, Ole Miss versus number 2, Georgia. Georgia's only a 10.5 favorite. But
the next one.
Yeah, do you like that? Yeah, so
did you say only?
Yeah, only 10.5. I think it's their lowest spread of the season.
Yeah, they're playing an actual team this time.
I know. I know.
I think a minus 10.5 is insane when they're playing number 10. Like that's still like really high, I feel.
It's super high. I just think I'm saying only because it's Georgia. But Then yeah, Michigan State plays Ohio State. Ohio State's ranked number 1. Yeah, 31.5 point favorite.
31.5 against Michigan State
This
is
late in the season too.
insane.
That's nuts, dog. Against a rival. Against a rival. Imagine being a 30-point favorite against a rival.
Why are they rivals?
It's I don't know. There's a weird rivalry between Michigan State, and Ohio State. It's kind of the thing.
Michigan.
But yeah, so we got a hot take in from a listener this week. This guy. No, I'm not. This is my dad. But shout out to Jeff, my dad. He asked the question though. It's a pretty good question. Will Wembanyama win Rookie of the Year and Defensive Player of the Year?
I'm gonna say, I think for sure Rookie of the Year.
Definitely Rookie.
I don't know anything about how defense. I've always been maybe not confused, but I don't fully understand how they decide defensive stuff for basketball.
Do you want to hear his defensive stats for the first 7 games?
Yeah, I mean.
All right. Blocks. 2. Oh, no. Starting. Okay. That's bottom. Blocks. 1, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2.
I don't know if that's good or not.
I feel like it's really good. I don't know. I mean, I'm putting up 5 blocks in a game is disgusting. Like,
as a rookie.
Yeah, and then steals.
Or I guess this is for Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah, and then for steals, it's 2, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1, 1. So he's averaging 2.6 blocks and 1.1 steals.
I mean, he should have like numbers because all he has to do is this, and the entire court is blocked because he's like 8 feet tall. Dude is built different.
Let's see. What does it take to get Defensive Player of the Year? Best defensive performance throughout the regular season. So, I mean, probably just between those 2 stats. I'm sure he'll get it. I mean, it's a vote by like 124 writers and broadcasters. I feel like that he'll get it.
I feel like I said, I feel like he definitely gets Rookie of the Year. I don't know enough about basketball and what stats are looked at for Defensive Player of the Year.
Right. Yeah, I'm not saying anything about like predictions for it, but I have a feeling he'll end up getting it. I mean, if he's doing that in his first 7 games, like
yeah,
and you can see like on the later half of those blocks, like it was like 2, 5, 2. Like he's putting up more consistent, higher numbers. So
yeah,
definitely Rookie, and I think there's a good shot at Defensive Player. All right. Another one that I came across. What do you think about CJ Stroud for Rookie of the Year?
I feel like it's a gimme. I mean,
who else is competing?
Quarterback, you rarely see a rookie quarterback coming in and doing things. Yeah, you have rookie like cornerbacks that come in, show off, even running backs and stuff, but you rarely see a quarterback come in and just like produce like he has. I feel like it's a gimme for Rookie of the Year. He just passed for almost 500 yards. Like,
yeah, I did not realize this. So the offensive Rookie of the Year last season was Garrett Wilson, which makes sense. The defensive Rookie of the Year was Sauce Gardner.
Yeah,
I knew like the Jets had like stud, like probably one of the best at their positions, but I didn't realize
that's
that
why
I
like, said cornerback when I was comparing because they won both of those rookies, and I mean it's Sauce. Like, if he didn't win, I feel like that was just rigged.
Ooh, Puka's in the running too, though, for the Rams. Puka Nacua or whatever.
That is, that's true.
Right now, Caesar Sportsbook has Stroud at minus 833 and Puka at plus 700. So, I mean, pretty heavy in Stroud's favor, especially with what you're talking about. Like, you don't see a rookie quarterback put up numbers like this.
Especially because so many things are leaned more towards QBs. The fact that he is good as a rookie at QB, it just leans so much more heavy to him.
But Will Levis, Mr. Mayo.
I guess he came out and said that that was he doesn't do that. He did it for like the memes and like clicks and stuff.
Hmm. Got
Yeah,
his
I
name
don't
out. It
know.
got his name out there. I mean, it worked.
Yeah, there's another thing
Bijan
he did.
Bijan Robinson's on this list too.
I feel like just because he's a rookie, he hasn't really done much though.
Jahmyr Gibbs is on here. I feel like Jahmyr Gibbs easily could take it if they would actually play him. Like in the first game against the Chiefs when they used him, he put up like 100 yards like it was nothing. Like it was
Yeah,
insane. Everyone's like, bro, this guy is literally Barry
Bernie
Sanders.
Sanders. He's
Uh,
literally Bernie.
but yeah, everyone's like comparing him to Barry Sanders as a rookie. I was like, play him. What are you doing? Like, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that. I think it's Devon McCain for the Dolphins. He's a rookie.
yeah, that's right.
I did not realize
If
that.
he didn't get injured, I honestly could see him being number 2.
Zay Flowers is a rookie for the Ravens.
He is not
I
as
don't think he's
great
getting it.
as
I didn't realize he
no.
was a rookie.
Yeah, he's a rookie.
McLaughlin from the Broncos. What about him? Good chance, huh? There's no odds for him at sports books. No one believes in him.
Is that their running back? Is that their tight end?
I honestly have no idea.
I know the name for sure. I
Running
didn't
back.
realize he was a rookie. Yeah, I didn't realize he was a
Oh, he
rookie.
got nominated for Rookie of the Week following Week 5.
Week 5? I thought he went off last week. I do remember there was a game he like did great. I just didn't know he was a rookie.
I didn't. There's so many rookies I like had not realized were being talked about like this. Rookie of the Week. Let's see. I'm kind of curious now about who's been nominated for. So let's see. Here's the Rookie of the Week list. Week 1, Xavier Gibson from the Jets. Puka took Week 2. Kane took Week 3. I'm pretty sure that was the Broncos game.
The Denver game.
Puka took Week 4. Kane took Week 5. Byron Young from the Rams took 6. Puka took 7. And then Will Levis just took Week 8.
Didn't we just do week 10?
This is just what's on the NFL site, so I don't know if they need to update it or what. But oh, here we go. Rookie of the Week, Week 9. I don't think it's been released yet. Vote. Oh, it's a voting thing. Oh, people vote on it,
Yeah.
so it doesn't matter.
So it doesn't matter.
The nominees this week though are C.J. Stroud, Tank Dell, Dalton Kincaid, Keaton Mitchell, Byron Young, and Darius Davis.
I feel like Stroud has to win this week.
470 passing yards and 5 touchdowns with a 71% completion.
I didn't realize his completion percent was so high. Did you see that final drive they
I submitted my vote for C.J. Stroud. Yeah, it was just.
What's crazy because they were playing the Bucks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the Bucks score with like a minute left in the game. They're celebrating like they just won the Super Bowl, and something in me, I was like, the Texans are they're gonna win this. They're going to go down the field and win this, and then they did.
Yeah.
And I almost just projectile vomited. I was like, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
That they just won down the field like that with a rookie QB.
They're looking
almost 500
so good,
yards,
dude.
5 passing touchdowns.
He's Ohio State, isn't he? He's from Ohio State. Another Ohio State QB.
This is week 10. Okay.
Yeah. So I just voted for week 9.
Forward a week.
Oh yeah, we just did week 9. Yeah. So, and then last hot take we got here. We kind of talked about it a little bit earlier, but the Dolphins are not Super Bowl contenders this year.
Dolphins are AFC, correct? Yes.
Yeah.
They're in the same division as the Bills.
As the Broncos. Same as the Broncos, yeah.
Nope. Same division as the Bills.
Or same conference as the Bills. Or same conference as the Broncos, yes.
I love when you get flustered. It's hilarious.
No, it's not.
feel like it's a warm take. I mean, it is a hot take, but like I don't know. They definitely have a lot to prove, but they also have so many like great weapons
They've got
that
so much. They should be Super Bowl contenders. If
yeah,
you look at their like
just
play, they should be Super Bowl
it's just
contenders.
that they haven't beat an actual team,
Yeah.
so it's hard. I don't want to count them out yet, but it is kind of looking like it's downhill.
Yeah, I think they'll definitely take their division and make a playoff run, but I don't know, dude. That's tough. Yeah. Do you think that the Jaguars stay at the top of the AFC South?
I don't know who's in that. I don't know divisions that well.
Jaguars are 6-2, Texans are 4-4, Colts are 4-5, Titans are 3-5.
I feel like they stay at the top of that. I
They're
don't
on a
feel
5-game win streak.
yeah, they're picking it up. I don't feel like any of the other teams. I mean, the Texans like they have to play a lot more consistent. So
Mhm.
Texans could possibly, but Jags are just such a good team.
Yeah. So sweet. That's our hot takes. So it's time to move on to our favorite part of the day. Some pick'ems.
Pickle.
So if you guys remember last time that we made a rule that whoever wins pick'ems each week gets to determine the primetime games Thursday and Monday, who they take, and the loser has to take the opposite. So you had won the previous week, so that means you got to do that this last pick'ems, and you took the Titans over the
I took
Steelers.
both the losing teams.
No, the Chargers beat the Jets.
Oh, I keep thinking that Bills Bengals was the
Oh,
primetime game. Like
it
it
was
should
the
have been.
Sunday prime time, yeah. But you
Yeah,
took
that's fair.
Titans,
I
forced
did.
me to take the Steelers, which I was happy for. I think I was gonna rock with the Steelers anyways. I don't know. It was a weird game to pick. It was terrible. But Steelers
I
won.
feel like Titans should have had it.
Yeah, gave me a point for that. We both thought the Dolphins could pull it out against the Chiefs, but the Chiefs won. I need to
Should have been
stop. I need to
Dolphins.
stop betting against Lamar Jackson. You took the Ravens, and the Ravens proved you right. So that's a tie right there. We both had the Browns. We didn't. I should have picked the Texans against the Buccaneers, dude. I don't. We picked the Buccaneers. Texans
The
won that.
Buccaneers are a good team, and Texans are like
They're
so
a
up and down. I
decent
wasn't
team.
expecting who expected CJ Stroud to have almost 500 yards and 5
I
touchdowns. No, you
started him.
didn't.
I started him, didn't
You
I?
wanted him to do good. You've started him almost every week since you've had him. You
Yeah.
didn't expect 500 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Gosh. Anyways, so we're still tied, I believe. Um, Saints beat the Bears. I took that one. That was a
Close
tough
game
game though.
though.
That one had
Close
me
game.
nervous. So that's up one. The Vikings won. We called that. We did not call the Packers beating the Rams. That was kind of crazy.
They beat him by
A
a lot
decent
too.
amount, yeah. You took the Commanders over the Patriots. I thought the Patriots could have had a good game this week, but they didn't. That's a tie. We both
Loser.
called the Colts. We didn't call the Raiders beating the Giants. We
Which I don't
both.
know why we didn't.
I know. I was like, the Giants are so bad. I think I'm finally coming to terms with it. We both called the Eagles. Another kind of close game.
Which is crazy because I could have swore you said Cowboys. No, I remember it now.
I wouldn't have
I
taken the
remember it now.
Cowboys. I took the Bengals over the Bills, which gives me 1 point going into Monday Night Football, and you forced me to take the Jets, and the Chargers won, so we ended up tied.
Which means we get our own picks this week.
Which means we get our own picks this week. So I mean, it's not a bad ties aren't bad. It's just fun making the other person take the possible loser. That first one was tough, taking a Steelers Titans because it legit was 50-50.
Yeah, and it was like a 50-50 game.
Let me pull up week 10 games.
I'm taking the Bears.
I was gonna say Bears Panthers.
That sucks that I didn't win last week. I could have put you with the
You
Panthers.
could have given me the Panthers. Yeah, I'm taking the Bears on that one. I think the Bears put up a good fight against the Saints. The only thing I'm nervous about is Justin Fields is possibly coming back this game, and who knows what that's gonna look like for him with 3 weeks off.
Yeah,
But other
he's been
than that,
practicing.
yeah,
He started practicing this.
I need to figure out if I want to
yesterday.
start. I think I might just give him to you. I don't know. We'll see. Because you need a quarterback, and if you want him, you can have him.
Okay.
All right. Colts Patriots. I'll take the Colts.
Yeah, I think it'd be wrong to.
For a second, I wanted to say Patriots, but
I almost did too. And I was like, no. Why did I think about it?
This game right here is the reason I hesitated, because Texans Bengals. I don't know how CJ Stroud's going to do against Bengals. I'm gonna take the Bengals. I think the Bengals take this game.
I was leaning towards Bengals. I feel like they just have a better defense than what the Bucks
They're
have.
more well put together, and they're more
Yeah.
developed as a team.
And they're just like shooting upwards.
Yeah. Thing is, though, is like, will CJ Stroud still do enough to put up like 40 or 50 for me? Is what I need to figure out.
Yeah.
Packers Steelers. Is this gonna be one where the Steelers disappoint? I think the Steelers take this one.
I'm putting Steelers.
I
just
could see the
because
Packers,
I
though.
don't want Packers to win. I need Steelers to not let me
down. Titans Buccaneers. I'm gonna take the Titans. I'm
taking the Bucks.
I'm gonna take the Titans.
First difference.
The Titans.
The Buccaneers still had a good game. Titans had an okay game.
I was gonna say, like, these teams are so similar. Both these teams are 3-5. I feel like they're very similar offensively and defensively. I think this will be a very good matchup. It's just gonna come down to, I think, who has the ball last is what it really is gonna be. Browns Ravens.
The Bears. The Bears are good. Browns are good, but like
the Bears are good, but I want to take the Ravens.
So up, like
right.
And I still like Lamar Jackson.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm taking the Ravens. I don't think the Browns have it together. Here's a good game: 49ers Jaguars.
I think I'm still taking the Jags. I mean,
really,
we haven't seen. Maybe the bye week did something, but I also saw that Brock Purdy was harvesting wheat on his bye week instead of practicing. So I'm
gonna take the 49ers. I want it to be interesting. Take the 49ers. I'm gonna
Jaggers.
I'm going to start Christian McCaffrey this week, and I'm going to be fully behind the 49ers because I need them to do well. All right, Saints Vikings. Take the Vikings. It's a tough one.
Dobbs has now had time to actually learn the playbook.
Yep.
He didn't have much going on.
And get his snap cadence down.
And get the cadence down. I feel like with the extra, I think Vikings have it. I think Dobbs is just such a good quarterback for some reason.
I do think Dobbs is a great quarterback. Falcons Cardinals. Cardinals don't have it. Kyler Murray said he's still sitting out this week.
I just saw something today saying Kyler Murray was looking to start.
Oh, really? I saw something that he's still gonna sit.
I'll do Falcons just because at the end of the day it's Cardinals no matter what. Even if he does play, I mean, he hasn't been in so long. Like, he doesn't have the reps. He doesn't have...
Oh, yeah, something's saying that he's expected to play. But also, one, it's Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray wasn't the best when he was consistently playing.
COD comes out Friday. Put me down for Falcons.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
This man comes back and he's not going to play. He said, coach, my knee still hurts. I
looked over at the date and I was like, it's the 7th. I think COD comes out the 10th.
Oh my gosh. I think you're right. Good point out. Oh, being a fantasy owner of Kyler Murray, that's the most I've ever played Call of Duty because I had to check in to see if anything special was happening that week. You'd be like, gotta hop on Call of Duty.
Get off the game. I started you this week.
Lions Chargers. I'm taking the Lions. Lions offense is looking great, especially their pass offense, and the Chargers pass defense is what is killing them week in and week out. Lions defense is pretty solid all around, so I think the Lions take it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking the Lions. Chargers struggled last night against the Jets of all teams, which I mean they have a
Right.
good defense, but like I don't. I think Lions have it. I don't.
Right. Game of the week. You want the Giants? You said what? They win by. You said Giants
Do I
21
take
20.
the Giants
You
for
said
the
Giants
meme?
21-19.
I'm taking the Giants as a meme.
Is that what you
I
said?
don't
21?
lose if the score is wrong,
No, 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 no,
okay?
no, no. You said the score is gonna be. No, I'm putting it there so we have it as proof of.
I'll take the Giants for the meme.
Gosh. Oh my goodness. That is it. That's not even the primetime Sunday game. Why are they calling it game of the week?
Because it's the Cowboys.
Seahawks Commanders. Do we think the Seahawks take this one? I'm gonna take the Seahawks. I think that last week they played the Ravens. The Ravens have been rolling through teams. I think the Seahawks come back after that. I think I might start.
Yeah.
I think I might start Geno against the Commanders.
I need the Commanders to do well because I have their QB now, but I do think Seahawks win. Commanders, I mean, they lost to the Bears by quite a bit. They struggled against the Patriots. They almost lost to the Patriots. They also, every time they play the Eagles, they almost beat the Eagles.
Yeah, I don't
Both
really
Eagles
know what
games,
it
it was
is.
like almost 40 points per team.
They have the makings to be a great team this season. It's just I don't
Yeah.
know. Jets Raiders primetime game.
Jets are Monday night again?
Jets primetime Sunday. Sorry,
Oh.
I'm gonna take the
I'm going to take the
Jets.
Jets.
I'm gonna take the Jets. I think
They had a good
that,
fight yesterday. Their offense was terrible, but their defense is so nice.
and I think that their offense definitely is what let them down. And this is against a Raiders defense who is even worse than the Chargers defense.
Yeah, and Jets defense is so nice. Like I think they get
And you're gonna have cue ball rushing against a rookie quarterback. So
yeah.
right. Monday night Broncos Bills. I'm gonna roll the
Oh,
dice.
that's
I'm
right.
gonna take the Broncos.
Our primetime games were the same ones. I'm gonna take the Bills. I do think it'll be a good game.
I think it'll be better than some people think. Bills are a
Yeah,
7.5 favorite.
I do think it will be a good game, but I do think Bills take it. I think Josh Allen he's got to pick it up and just crush it.
Yeah, but we've said that every week, and he hasn't listened to
He
us.
played a good game this week though against a Bengals team
He's
who's on the up
only
and
as
up.
good as the quarterback he plays against. That's what it is.
Are you saying that what's his face isn't a good QB? I mean, he's
Russell
clearly
Wilson,
not because I can't remember his name. Russell Wilson.
Russell Westbrook. Um, I'm saying that Josh Allen throws for 190 yards this week.
Like your
Oh,
dad.
so there you have it. So our Pick Ems, and there's the episode. So as always, make sure to check out the questions if you're on Spotify at the bottom, or just drop your hot takes in the YouTube comments. We'd love to discuss them. Yeah, we will talk to you guys next week. So
Next week.
peace. So we are gonna head to a quick break, last one of the episode, and then we'll be back. We'll be back with some hot takes, and then everyone's favorite segment of the week.
Hot cakes.
God, ruining my deliveries. Let's try this
My
again.
bad.
Just a break. Hot takes. And now, well, I guess, and after the break, pick. You throw me off. We're going to break.